Stuck in Vermont. Welcome to Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days and sponsored by Hotel Vermont and Vermont Tourism. My name's Ava Solberger. We are here in Burlington in my living room. And behind me is my fire. Isn't it cozy? This is the 426th episode of Stuck in Vermont, and I've been making these videos for almost 9 years. It seemed like a good time to look back over the past years and all the different people that we've met and all the events we've been to, and give some updates, whatever happened to all those people. So this video is a look back as we look forward to the new year. Our good friend Bo Muller-Moore of Eat More Kale fame got stuck in Vermont with us, and soon thereafter won his trademark battle against Chick-fil-A after an extensive legal fight. Congratulations, Bo. We're so happy for you. I can see you up in your studio printing lots of shirts. So in 2014, I met Oscar Williams, who at that time was an 11-year-old Charlotte resident who dreamt of being on the big stage. A few months later, Oscar was performing in the Tony Award-winning musical Fun Home, which happens to be based on a graphic novel by Vermonter Alison Bechtel. We're going to hear more about her later, so stay tuned. Congratulations, Oscar. It's nice to see someone so young have their dreams come true so soon. And I love following you on Instagram and Facebook and seeing all the celebrities you get to meet. So back in March, we met John Churchman, who is a photographer in Essex who runs a picture firm with his wife, Jennifer. Not much later, we heard that the Churchmans had received a 3-book, 6-figure deal, and Sweet Pea was gonna be on shelves across the country. Congratulations, Sweet Pea. Oh, look at all of our friends, Maisie Grace, Violet, Sunny. Congratulations to the Churchmans, to Sweet Pea, and to all her friends. There are too many of them to name them all. I met Brookfield cartoonist Ed Koren back in 2013 at his home, and this holiday season, he put out an amazing animated video for Hermes. Congratulations, Ed. It's always nice to see you on the big stage in the New York or wherever you are. I've loved your comics my whole life. In January, we met cartoonist and city market cashier Rachel Lindsay, and check out this new comic she put out called The Wizard of Life. It's doing really well. Rachel is also working on a graphic novel called RX, and I can't wait to read it. So finish it, Rachel. In February, we met the Rutland Raiders varsity cheerleaders, who were the second Vermont team to ever make it to nationals, and they got second place. Well, later on that year, they won the state cheerleading championship. I'm so not surprised. Congratulations, go Raiders! So in 2007, the year that I started making Stuck in Vermont, I met a very young dancer named Lindsay Richardson from Berlin. She said her dream was...
My goal would be to go on tour with an artist and travel around the world.
I found out a few days ago that I'm going on tour with Justin Timberlake. Yeah.
We got to watch on Facebook as she went all over the planet, and she got to dance with Justin Timberlake every single night. And then recently we got to see her on The Jimmy Fallon Show, where she was a backup dancer for Tinashe. I can't wait to see what you do next, and I hope you come out with a record, Lindsay, because you should, because you'd be awesome. We met local artist Jeremy Lee McKenzie back in October when he had his show Hidden Blueprints at the Amy E. Tarrant Gallery at the Flynn Center for the Performing Arts. Well, you can see some of Jeremy's pieces at the State House in Montpelier, and after that the show will be traveling to Champlain College where he is a student. Congratulations, Jeremy, and I can't wait to see the new show. So in 2011, I was on Upper Church Street in the winter for the Vermont State Snow Sculpting Championship, which was won by Vermont Snow, also known as Team Vermont. What's amazing is that the next year, 2012, Team Vermont went on to win the U.S. National Snow Sculpting Championship. And they're planning to go to nationals again in 2016, and who knows what could happen. So unfortunately, when you cover a lot of people, it's inevitable that some of those people are going to die. One of the people that we lost this year in December was beloved UVM professor and debating champion Alfred Tuna Snyder. And I was lucky enough to meet Tuna back in 2009 for the U.S. University's Debating Championship at UVM. He was one of a kind, and Tuna, you will be missed. Robert Achinda died at age 50 in August of this year, and Robert was featured in 2 videos that I made. Robert is a very unique spirit, and I'm really glad that I got a chance to meet him and also introduce him to a lot of you through these videos. Artist Stephen Hunick got stuck in Vermont back in 2009, and I was so devastated to hear of his suicide in 2010. And then in 2013, his wife Gwen also committed suicide. Dog Mountain in St. Johnsbury is still a sanctuary for dog lovers and art lovers, and it's definitely a place worth visiting. I featured 7 Days political columnist Peter Frayne in 2008. He was a one-of-a-kind salty dog, and he never missed a deadline in the 13 years that he wrote Inside Track. Soon after the video came out in 2009, Peter Frayne died, which was a huge loss for this community. We lost a local Burlington legend this year, artist, seamstress, dreamer Kathleen DeSimone. And I'm so sad that she never got stuck in Vermont. I always thought she would. She had such a huge effect on this town. She did costumes for Spielpalast Cabaret. You do see a little cameo of Kathleen in the video I did about Pamela and Paula, the owners of 7 Days. And she will be so missed. This town is really not Burlington without Kathleen in it. In 2012, performer Rusty DeWeese got stuck in Vermont. And don't worry, he's fine. But unfortunately, his cat Scarlett, who became famous if you saw her in the TV commercials, only it wasn't really her, it was the cat playing Scarlett. Unfortunately, the real Scarlett has died. Fare thee well, lovely, lovely kitty. So another thing that's inevitable is that shops come and go, events come and go. They only live on in video form now. Ljubljana's Bridal in Barrie unfortunately shut down. The Bobbin in Burlington. Geek Week in Montpelier. The Giant Pumpkin Regatta. One of my favorites was the Burlington Zombie Walk.
Welcome to Stuck in Vermont.
It's been so exciting to see roller derby grow in Vermont. So I've actually covered them 3 times. So another sport that has grown is Quidditch. I was at the 2nd annual Quidditch World Cup, again at Middlebury College, and since then there are about 170 Quidditch teams, and there's even an international contingent. So back in 2012, Steve Hopkins of Onion River Cobbler in Winooski got stuck in Vermont with us. Now Steve is in the middle of looking for someone to buy his cobbler shop. So if you are looking for some purpose in your life and maybe some soul, see what I did there? You should give Steve a call. Back in 2012, Seth Jarvis and his original play Icon got stuck in Vermont. It was starring his brother Nathan Jarvis. So that video got seen by somebody in Germany, and since then Icon has been produced in Germany, which is one of those very exciting ways that you see the video kind of have a life of its own. Tiny house builder Peter King, who got stuck in Vermont not once but twice, and since then he's flown all over the world building tiny houses. That is an example of the power of video. You just never know who will see it or what doors it may open up for you. Okay, this is the last story I'm gonna tell you. It's also my favorite Stuck in Vermont story, partially because it's about my good friend Allison Bechtel, who is an amazingly talented cartoonist. Back in 2008, I visited Allison at her home in Bolton, and during that video she was talking about her award-winning graphic novel Fun Home, and Allison said,
my father was gay and I was, and we both grew up in the same little Pennsylvania town, and he killed himself and I became a lesbian cartoonist.
Lisa Crone and Janine Tesori took 7 years to fine-tune Fun Home into a musical. During the show, there was a line early on where adult Allison says,
Caption: My dad and I both grew up in the same small Pennsylvania town, and he was gay and I was gay, and he killed himself. And I became a lesbian cartoonist.
So recently I Facebook messaged Lisa Crone, and she was gracious enough to write back, and she indeed confirmed that that line came from the 2008 Stuck in Vermont that I made about Allison. So to have that direct connection to a show that means so much to me is profound. I never thought I would be doing Stuck in Vermont 9 years later, Thank you all so much for watching and for joining me on this ride. We will see you in 2016 and we'll get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. So sadly, some of the artists that I featured on Stuck in Vermont have become unstuck from Vermont. What's up with that? Musician Gregory Douglas is living out in Los Angeles, and Gregory has a new album coming out this year, which I am very excited about. You can also check him out at First Night. And my good friend Sachi Tani and her famous cat Goma live in Virginia. We missed you all so much. Come get stuck in Vermont with us again.